So today we're gonna be reacting to the LTT Linux challenge, the new one. I watched a bit of it and I did a failed recording of it. But now I'm gonna be reacting to the entire thing, just straight through. I haven't seen the entire thing. I've seen like the first beginning with the selector distros, so I know that. But I'm gonna add my own comments as someone who has been using Linux for a while now and is currently daily driving Gentoo on all my systems. And I use the cache OS kernel since it works better with my hardware. And that's really it. That's why I use it. I found I had a weird bug where my X11 session would just freeze on the standard Gentoo kernel. I think I might just have compiled it wrong or like got an issue with it. And my USB drivers would stop working sometimes. I don't know, ever since I switched to the cache OS kernel, it just works now. And I use X11 since I've always been used to that. I want to move to DWL, but it got unmaintained. I don't know how it is with the new maintainer, if they have one yet. I haven't checked. But yeah, this is my system. This is what I've been using for like most of my time, most of this year, and most of last year on my ThinkPad as well. So we're gonna be reacting to it, and just I'm gonna be selling my opinion. Yeah, I've seen like half of it. So I'm just gonna be reacting to it. As you can see, I'm not logged in. I have some stuff open, and I will just leave it at that. So this just makes it easier for me to go to stuff.
What can I do? Well, there's those Windows debloating scripts, but those aren't quite the silver bullet that they're made out to be, and...
Okay, so I agree with you with that part. The Windows debloat scripts aren't that good. The Chris had to take WinUtil is amazing though. It just does what you should. And microwin, if you do that on an ISO image, and then run his script after that, it makes Windows more bearable. I will say it like that. It's more bearable. It works better. And that's just nice to have. It's a quality. It's something that you want. It's how you should be using Windows if you need to use Windows at the moment, or use an LTSC IoT Enterprise LTSC 2021 Windows 10. It has less processors and just runs better. I hate Windows 11. It sucks.
There is Mac, but that's not a great solution for gamers.
Yeah.
That is where Linux comes in. As the rest of the world enshittifies, thanks to the incredible open source community and corporate sponsors like Valve, Linux just keeps getting better. And I think it's high time that I try once again to make the switch. And he's joining me. Hey, Elijah! Wake up, let's go!
What? But tons of games I play don't work on Linux.
Sure, but there's thousands of titles that do work. And besides, it's only a month. That is unless you discover that you love it so much, you don't even want to play Fortnite anymore. Maybe the only 90s you'll want to crank are these. Some folks, the idea of having so many choices, each catering to a specific user or use case, is amazing. And it is.
That's me. I really enjoy having so much choice with Linux. If I want something really stable and really user-friendly, I would probably go with Linux Mint. Or if I just want a stable base for a server, Ubuntu servers. Fantastic. If I wanted something more Red Hat-like, but I didn't want to use Red Hat, OpenSUSE and SUSE Enterprise Linux. So good. I used to daily drive OpenSUSE like last year or like 2 years ago on my laptop, which I used as a desktop at that time, so I didn't have a good desktop. It ran amazingly. I loved it. That's where I even like created this DWM setup and everything. It was probably one of the better distros I used. I'm now in Gentoo. I love Porter's package manager, and that's probably it. That's the reason why I'm on Gentoo. I've used most of them. I used Void, Arch, Cache, Fedora, Nobara. I've used most of them, and like they all have their benefits and lows, but pros and cons. But I'm really interested to see the reasoning why they pick the distro that they are picking. That's mainly why I like to watch these videos.
It is, especially if you love to tinker. But For everyone else, choice paralysis is a real thing, and with literally dozens of viable.
Okay, so what do we have here? Most of these are based on each other. Now I'm gonna be doing the fucking exercise tip. So that Ubuntu, that's based on Debian, and Kubuntu and Linus Mint is based, and Pop OS for that matter, is based on Ubuntu, which is based on Debian. So all these are Debian. EndeavourOS, CacheOS. Is that Garuda or is that like other? At least EndeavourOS, CacheOS, SteamOS is based on Arch. This is this Laka? If this is Laka, I don't know really what it's based on, but that's what I like to use for. That's something you can run on this Nintendo Switch, which I might make a video on if it is. Manjaro, that's Arch. Chimera, that's also Debian. I think it might be using Ubuntu. Don't quote me on that. Nobara, based on Fedora, but includes some patches from Cashew. It's really good. I like it. I forgot what these are, and I don't know if this or this. So yeah.
Viable options for Linux distros, not to mention the social pressure that comes from picking the wrong one, it can be a major turnoff. Last time we did this, over 4 years ago, I called out how terrible these listicle sites are, and so did many others in the Linux community. And right out of the gate, I would
These are just terrible options. I don't expect much from this article.
Let's have a look and see if they've improved. Oh, XDA's article is from less than a month ago, though. And of course, the very first one is...
XDA is a good place, right? Has XDA turned shit? It was a while since I used XDA. I know their forums has some of the like best documentation for like older smartphones if you want to go like deep into kernel patches and gaming tweaks and like a Samsung Galaxy S3. That's something I used to do. I remember that. Oh, that was fun days.
One I haven't even heard of. Nobara Linux.
Nobara Linux. Yeah, build of Fedora is a recommendation game because it gives you out of box. Ship is code, kernel price quality of light tweaks. Yeah. That's easily Glorious Eggroll. Glorious Eggroll, one of the maintainers of Nobara. Glorious Eggroll's Proton DB, Proton GE. Ooh, they are amazing. Like he knows Linux gaming the best. If you want a really good out-of-box experience, go with Nobara. Easy as hell to install the NVIDIA drivers. It's easy to install like DaVinci Resolve, which on other distros can be a little bit finicky. Oh, it's so amazing. It just works. Also, it's not atomic like here. It's not atomic like Bassite, and it's not immutable. You can modify it, tweak it however you want. I loved using like a window manager on Nobara, like a tiling window manager like this, since it improved my workflow so much.
Quality of life tweaks, controller support out of the box, Pop OS, Fedora is on here. OpenSUSE Tumbleweed.
OpenSUSE Tumbleweed is probably the OpenSUSE I would recommend people be going with, since it's rolling but stable. It doesn't like break as often as Arch has done, at least for me, but I use my computer like really weirdly. So yeah, Gentoo doesn't break since Portage tries to stop as soon as an error occurs, or as early. It just tries to push it through and like break stuff.
CacheOS.
CacheOS hyperresource. I would not recommend CacheOS to anyone, since you can just do an Arch install, like use the Arch install script. Install either Cinnamon, KDE, XFC, GNOME, i3VM, Sway, Hyperland, anything on top of that, and then just install the kernel, like how I have done here. I have the kernel on this Gentoo box, and it just runs great. You don't need CacheOS. CacheOS is like a useless distro. They should stick to like maintaining their kernel, them having their own package repos and everything. You don't want that if you want Arch. You just want the Arch repos, okay? No Arch forks are like something I recommend, except like Artix, since that's like a little bit different. It changes the init system, which is like, I like using OpenRC. It's what I'm used to at this point.
This I've heard of. EndeavourOS, Ubuntu, good lord, you've hardly narrowed it down, but I'd really like a distro I can use across all my devices though, so that's AMD, NVIDIA, handheld, and desktop.
It's not that hard to install the NVIDIA drivers on most distros on OpenSUSE. I think it's like, I think I remember the commands, but it's different for each hardware, so I won't say anything here. And you can also use Yast, the GUI tool to like search for NVIDIA and then install the NVIDIA drives, which will grab the dependencies for you. It's really nice.
Well, we'll see if that happens. Pop! OS is the easiest. There's shockingly
I'm on
little
AMD
overlap
right
on
now,
these.
so
I'm on my
I
4th
don't really
article
care.
now, and 3 of the 6 options are ones that I haven't seen.
Steam OS, Hollow ISO. No. Who uses this anymore when Bathlight exists? If you really want the... No, don't do it.
Yet. Hollow ISO, Garuda Linux,
Garuda's
and
good.
Manjaro.
Manjaro,
Of course,
don't
Googling
use
the
Manjaro.
answer is basically boomer behavior now. If I wanted to do my thing and I want to role play as a typical tech...
I guess I'm a boomer then when I Google stuff to do research, like you should. I'm the old-fashioned. I barely even Google. I just go to the source immediately. If I need like tech-related stuff, I probably know the subreddit or the subforum or the tech forum or the link like memorized. That might just be me, but I don't really use search engines. If I need help, I go on IRC. There's a reason why I have HexChat open here. Did I just close HexChat? Yeah, I did. Okay. I have a key binding for HexChat as well, so you can just connect to Libera chat, and then you can ask in like Linux, hey, hashtag Linux, like, hey, which Linux distro should I use? Like, I'm fairly new, I want to try it out. I have NVIDIA or AMD, and they will probably just tell you if they want, if they are feeling it. It's much drama there. I always tell people to just use Linux Mint. It's probably the best.
Interested gamer who's looking to make the switch, I gotta fire up ChatGPT and see what OpenAI has to say on the subject.
Sam Boltzmann.
Giving it an essay there?
Recommendation number 1, Pop! OS.
Don't use Pop! OS. Pop! OS is like Pop! OS. Here, Pop! OS by System 76. And if you use Pop! OS, you use, I think it's, what is it now? Yeah, they had their own machines. This look really nice. Auto tiling. Does Pop! OS? I want to know about their operating system. This is Pop! OS. Pop! Exclamation point underscore. Yeah, but like, does it use the Cosmic? I think it uses the Cosmic desktop environment now, which I don't really recommend since it's a little bit too new. And yeah. Signal's good, Discord I have. OBS is what I'm using right now, yeah. They aren't promoting DaVinci Resolve here anymore, which I like, since DaVinci Resolve is a little annoying to get installed on Linux. As I said, it is supported, and it's great. I love that it is supported. It's just that it's a pain in the ass to install. If I press the download. Oh yeah, it's LTS, and uses a beta or like, I think it's maybe large, but it's really new, so I don't trust it. It might have memory leak still. Desktop environment. B System 76 release an LTS distro. Use an unstable desktop. Yeah, it's a new Cosmic to design and develop. Some gnomics are replaced by Cosmic app. Nautilus, Cosmic Files, Cosmic Server, Cosmic Text Editor, Cosmic Media Player. Published by the Cosmic Store. Okay, why? Yeah, no.
To LTS with game mode, maybe not the greatest
You put LTS
recommendation
with
if
game
it doesn't
mode.
know
Who
what hardware
uses
I'm
that?
using. Right there. Cons. You have to manually install drivers sometimes. Manjaro comes up again. Fedora starts
Manjaro,
giving
I
me
don't
a
like Manjaro.
whole how-to for some of the systems.
That's
Tips for smooth
ChatGPT for
multi-machine
you.
use. Use a single
Or
desktop
most
environment
LLMs.
and the
don't
same one
use them.
across different machines. Bottom line, Pop! OS I'm
Borderline,
not sure about that.
don't use Pop OS, please. I
Kinda
know
got
you're
burned
going
by
to be
them last
using
time.
it. I watched
My
the Ryan
approach
show, I
was
saw
to
the
go to
video
Reddit,
before.
and I wanted to find someone that fit a similar profile as me.
That's
and
what I would use.
just basically searched for
probably
what got the most
if I didn't like
upvotes.
know stuff before.
But when I narrowed it down to gaming distros, there was really only a handful that were commonly recommended to me these days. Manjaro, Chimera OS, Casio OS, Bazite, and Pop X.
Who actually recommends Manjaro in this? Isn't Manjaro like the largest joke in the Linux community for DDoSing the AR and not updating their what is it, SSL certificates on their website? So you have to roll back the clock to connect to it securely. And what more? Yeah, breaking, since they delay packages so much, you want to be on the bleeding branch. Or just use Arch. CashOS, I haven't heard much drama about CashOS, but I feel CashOS will just become as bad as Manjaro, except maybe not DDoSing the AUR. But why does it come with so much useless stuff? Who needs all the stuff it comes with? I don't know. I don't like CashOS. You will learn more if off Linux. If CashOS just made a guide how to install their kernels on normal Arch, which they have, they should promote it more. They should have that as like the first option, like install Arch like this, follow, and then link to the wiki, or like guide someone through the Arch install script. Then how to set up a desktop environment, and then how to install the kernels, or just make everything like one script, like larbs is. And like uses larbs was like something I know people used before. I haven't used it myself. I mostly used my other configs. Like I use my computer different than Luke Smith, but yeah, it's just something I'm thinking about. Like they should just make it like a bootstrap script. This I can get as a distro. This, maybe like as a testing branch for Cosmic, it's good. Chimera OS, it's a console distro, I get it. These two, no.
!_OS. If your preferred flavor wasn't on that list, I promise it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that I didn't come across many recommendations for it. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of those 5.
Chimera OS is cool, but seems...
When I searched Linux gaming, like want to try out a gaming distro, everyone recommended me Nobara, but that was like years ago when Nobara was really new, before the CashOS kernel patches. I think it didn't even use the Zen kernel, it just used the standard Linux kernel, maybe with some small tweaks. And it used like, I think the default Fedora repos. It was like really early on. It worked for me. I liked it. But now I don't see it recommended as much, even though it should be like new to Linux, want to do content creation, use this.
to prioritize being more of a console-like experience, which is not really what I'm going for. And the same goes for SteamOS. I mean, it's still the one that I think is most likely to usher in the year of the Linux desktop, and Valve has promised to continue.
There's the Linux desktop, just a joke, like, this meme looks like the most /G meme, like, ever. But yeah. By the way, I use Arch. I use
Still chipping away at the desktop experience, but it's still very much big picture first. Not to mention that the limited hardware support is going to be a challenge for, 90% of desktop users, including my downstairs PC, which I'm also migrating this time to ensure that my immersion is complete.
For Manjaro and CashOS, both based on Arch, by the way, Manjaro's been around for several years at this point, meaning there's tons of documentation online, or other independent YouTubers have made.
Most of these, like, YouTubers and, like, documentation online is not something I would really, like, tell anyone to, like, use, actually. Just use the Arch wiki, Gentoo wiki, or Debian wiki. Manjaro has, like, some information on their wiki, like how to use PAMAC, but Gentoo wiki, it's really good. You guys should read the Gentoo wiki, and the Arch wiki, probably. The Arch wiki covers more, but the Gentoo wiki is, like, what I prefer.
Made videos and guides. It would make hopefully getting things working nice and easy. CashOS is relatively new, But because it's new, it kind of has the same thing. Tons of people are covering it and making guides online about using it. Both of those could be a bonus for helping me get through this month.
Like I mentioned before, Pop! OS screwed me over pretty good last time. Though,
I remember that. You did write yes, do as I say, and you removed your entire desktop session. Like, why? Like, I could have fixed that. Like, the desk session, it's not that hard. Like, install X, make an X interface, start X. It's not that hard. But yeah, I get why you didn't do that. You're new to Linux, you just want stuff to work.
Understanding that was an insane bug that was present for less than 24 hours and I just happened to run up against. In general, it's known to provide a very friendly...
Pop! OS isn't a bad distro by any chance, but they shouldn't be doing an LTS with a new and still developing like upcoming non-stable desktop environment.
Experience for new users, and it uses Ubuntu as a base, which can make it a little easier to find guides and other resources.
Last but not least, there's Bazzite, which is explicitly gaming first and has gained serious momentum over its short 3-year history.
Bazzite has become really popular, like recently, like ever. And I remember, I know Bazzite from the Bringo Studios video where he installs it on on a Google Meet computer by Lenovo. And that's when I first heard of it. And I think I ran it for a while on a computer. Then I just moved that computer to Linus Mint since, I don't know, I didn't need more.
Thanks to the baked-in support for HDR and variable...
Yeah, HDR and variable. If you have something that uses it, that's probably great to have. I don't have hardware for... I don't have a monitor that supports HDR and variable refresh rate, so I don't use it.
Refresh rate, easy integration with non-Steam launchers, and emulation-friendly...
I think Lutris already has that.
Features. It's based on Fedora, which doesn't quite have the same normie...
It's not based on Fedora, it's based on Fedora UBlue, which lets you make an atomic and... atomic and immutable distro, or like images. Fedora UBlue isn't itself a distro, but yeah, I integrate there as the creator says it, but I will. Fedora as a distro, I like it. Linus Torvalds uses it, and it's a distro, it works. Nobara based on that, even better. I don't like immutable distros because I dig deep into the stuff with how the computer, what the computer does.
Install base as Ubuntu, but it is still a major distro, meaning hopefully it shouldn't be too hard to find support again.
On the subject of support, there's no real reason that Elijah and I would have to figure any of this out on our own. We could easily use our industry contacts to get help with everything from choosing a distro to even getting a bug fix implemented in real time. But to me,
okay, that
kind of ruins the spirit of the...
Yeah, I would say that that's really, like, not everyone is a pro, not everyone knows programmers. Like, with music production, I can get help with, like, making music. I know producers that have been doing this stuff for ages, who have to access, like, hardware synthesizers. That's where I learned most about how to get, like, my audio setup and compressors, and I have contacts that know stuff about those sorts of things. But... not everyone has. That's why that's what people learn on their own. That's why people like try to Google stuff, ask on forums, ask in IRC channels, Discord servers. I really get it. It's you shouldn't be doing like contacting people that like know stuff much better than you just because you can. Like, that's not saying that you shouldn't be contacting someone that knows stuff. If I got like a question by a friend on like, oh, how do I install my NVIDIA driver? I would probably like help them get them through, but I'm not the type of people that he's talking about.
The challenge. I mean, it's not like the average person would be able to contact Linus Torvalds for help recompiling the kernel, you know?
Recompiling the kernel isn't that hard though. Even the Linus Torvalds has done it most time probably in the world. So installing the kernel sources, you install that, you compile it. It's a little bit, but it's not that hard. Like Gentoo has a really good documentation on it, and I think the kernel, like Linux kernel, has great compile documentations from what I remember when I read through it to compile my kernel, the cache OS kernel.
With all of that in mind, I'm going with Bazzite, specifically the KDE desktop environment.
I know you stream Boca Bola or Elijah, and I really get like besides, yeah, you have a dedicated computer that does the streaming, then you don't need to have this computer like do anything else than like play games. I don't know what other things you do on your computer, like I guess like watch videos being in a web browser. It comes to the web browser pre-installed, everything just works. I do other things on my computer, like I do 3D modeling, CAD. I don't think Bassett would work for me, like at all.
It's the cool new kid on the block. 2, Bazite's documentation seemed slightly easier to parse through, which for me is a huge W. And 3, while it might be a little bit more limiting than CachyOS, which several people warned me about, those same...
Yeah, this seems like fair enough. CachyOS is like really trendy right now. I don't see a reason that anyone should ever use CachyOS. Like I used it before. It's just not that interesting to me. Like just use like, I don't know, Arch or Gentoo, Void, Slackware. Like install those if you wanna learn something. Void is like really easy to install. The Void installer is really nice. But like install Arch, then install the CachyOS kernel on top of that. That's how you get like one of the better Linux setups in the world. Or like Arctic and install the CachyOS kernel. I don't even know you can do it. I think I had a problem with that before. Now I run OpenRC and the CachyOS kernel, so I know now it at least works. But before I think it was like some problems with like Yak 2 or something. I don't know.
Same people did tell me that it was a little bit easier for...
Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, NixOS exists. NixOS is also great. I should try it sometime. But it's for timer. GMP is nothing more.
I think I'm
cache.
gonna take that trade.
Oh yeah, I can't like select text. It's a video.
That trade. Same people did tell me that it was a little...
Yeah. Such as Mixed Cache is so much more complex to try to do. Such as a lot of drivers, tablet drivers for my drawing tablets where I had some. Yeah, I really get that. That's why I don't use it. I also need like graphics drivers for my tablet, not because I use a drawing tablet that often, but when I do, I just want to have the drivers installed already. Also transflag, yay!
Little bit easier for a first timer. I think I'm gonna take that trade-off. Now, some of you may remember from my AMD upgrade 2 years ago, I actually installed Pop! OS at the end. Spoiler alert, I haven't been
I remember that. I was about to mention that.
using it. I had an issue with my GoXLR.
Oh, the GoXLR. I don't know how to put on the GoXLR. It's on Linux. I've been using like a Behringer Scenic 302 USB like analog sound interface. It works. It does exactly what I want to. It lets me plug in my XLR microphone, give me some controls, and that's it. Everything else I can just do with easy effects in software. I like it. That's why I've been using it, my computer, for like ages. That's why we can be continuing to use my computer. Right now, I probably wanna get like the Samsung AG03 interfaces. They look a little bit nicer and give me a little bit more control. Like do stuff analog with like pure analog. But yeah, it's something I've been thinking of.
And I spent way too long trying to figure it out that I ended up defaulting back to Windows 11. It's also worth mentioning that I'm only going to be swapping over my gaming PC to Linux, not my streaming PC. I can't afford to have any issues with that. And
fair enough. Like if you want something to be stable, you have the setup. It's already stable. Leave it at that. There's a reason I have a computer running Windows XP. I have software that I can get to run on a more modern version of Windows or even under Wine. But I don't want to deal with it. I just want it to work right now. That's why I have a Windows XP laptop ready on hand to just run it. I'm just going to be telling you what that software is mostly, since I don't feel comfortable doing it, but I have it. I need it for some projects. I will show you guys in another video probably.
And right now, it just works. And besides, all I hit is go live anyways. But who knows, if this goes well, maybe I'll be considering swapping that one over.
I, on the other hand, will be converting all of my PCs, which means that I need something that's compatible with both GeForce and Radeon GPUs. I will be converting all of my PCs to... Yeah, that's where the script ends. I have to actually decide now. I'm going with Pop! OS. Just because it blew up on me once doesn't mean it'll blow up on me again.
It will blow up.
I'm going to follow ChatGPT's recommendation here. I'm going to start with one machine, get everything going the way that I want it, and then assuming that that goes well, I'm going to stick with Pop! OS. Okay, so who nailed this? ChatGPT
OS.
got the way I was already leaning. Pop OS was the first recommendation from Interserver, whatever.
The old Pop OS, like GNOME interface, it was like kind of okay. It was the only like the standard GNOME setups shipped to the system that I actually like to use. Except on Ubuntu, I like Ubuntu's GNOME setup, even though like Ubuntu Unity exists. You should use Ubuntu Unity. I really like Ubuntu Unity. I'm like Ubuntu Unity fanboy.
This is NVIDIA drivers handled cleanly. Okay, Pop OS. Drive me, daddy.
What, you guys started without me? My side of this challenge probably won't be quite as bad as Linus's, since I've been using Arch on my laptop for a while now, by the way.
I heard you talk that on the van show. I really respect just the hassle of like setting up Arch on a laptop and just using it for work. That's like something I've seen many people do. Same with NixOS, same with Gentoo, same with Void. Just get something set up, just do your work. That's how you should be using your computer. If it's something works for you, it works. Like if you're using Linux, someone tells you shouldn't be using Ubuntu, you should be using Debian, default Debian, blah blah blah. Just don't listen. If you have a Ubuntu setup that works, just keep it until it breaks, or like until you feel like I need a rolling release, I need something else, blah blah. Then you can do that.
And I've gotten pretty comfortable with it. That being said, my use case on my laptop is fairly limited, so this is an expansion forward. I'm in, and I'm going with CachyOS. The whole reason why I've been running Arch on my laptop was to try to demystify.
And if you don't want to like deal with installing Arch on your desktop, or like accidentally wiping your drive when installing, I guess CachyOS can be good. I just don't see a point for it to like be a specific distro. But yeah, I respect you for running it. I'm not judging anyone for using whatever they have that works. As I said, if it works for you, just leave it at that. Period. That's what I'm saying for like most of the time using Linux. If something works, just keep it at that.
And defang the scary experience of Linux for some people, because I wanted to show like, look, I'm gonna put very little effort into this, to be completely honest, and I expect it's mostly gonna go okay. But the reason for that was because my experience was limited mostly to a browser. So I kind of want to continue the Arch experiments, but in a way that the community is mostly flagging right now as better for gaming, which is going the cachy direction. I still love Linux Mint, still use it in a couple spots here or there, just because I find it.
Linux Mint is a great distro though. Like, I don't even judge you. I love Linux Mint. Linux Mint is the best. Everyone should just, if you're new to Linux, install Mint or Nobara, depending on what you want to do on your computer. That's what I've always been. That's what I've been recommending for a while now. And
it's so
I will
like,
continue to do
easy
it.
to get set up and going. But I know there were some comments under last challenge about my choice of Linux Mint. I'm like, oh, it's not as updated as other things, or blah 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 blah, because the Linux community loves to just scream about stuff all the time. I wouldn't dissuade you from choosing it. I'm just kind of doing an experiment thing with Arch and enjoying it right now. So I'm going to continue on to CachyOS, and hopefully it goes fine.
It is 8:03, and I am just about to start my Bazzite installation. Here we go. Insert. Oh wait, crap. I gotta put the SSD in. But hey, you guys like my new server rack? Ah, it's pretty cool. And
Nice
Linus
rack,
made fun of
bro.
me saying I'd never see it. Maybe I did happen to grab a drive from work that had Fedora. I won't mark that against Bazzite then.
That's
That was
kinda
100%
funny.
on me. Okay, we're booting up again. Hey, there we go. Okay, Bazzite. Yes, we want to go into live ISO just so I can do the install. Hey, there you go, little Bazzite logo. Oh, this monitor lit up. Hey, there we go. Welcome to the live ISO for Bazzite. How would you like to install? Oh yeah, so the drive I did grab had Fedora on it. I wonder if this was the drive I used in the Linus Torvalds video. Might as well do a merch plug. LTTstore.com. Oh god,
Please send me a screwdriver. I can't import them. I don't have the money for it.
punched my other camera. LTTstore.com.
All right, no drive. I'm going to try to keep pretty much everything the same as what I'm used to, except for CachyOS, and just see how it goes. You know what? Calling an audible. Let's give it a shot.
Lemonade, kind of good.
or
Better than
how I
Bcache
first
FS.
read it with my broken brain is Limelight. Sounds cool, looks cool. Gonna go with Grub. I'm
I
just
would
used
use
to it.
Grub.
Hey, we're in. Everything seems okay so far. I wonder how many times Linus has bricked his install.
Oh, hey, there you go. Is a secure boot key added? Okay, well, let's do a reboot. I assume I just leave it on Fedora. What the frackle is this? Do I have to do the secure boot thing? Let's try this again. Error. You need to load the kernel first. Okay, maybe I should read the documentation. That's the error I was getting, so we're gonna use method B. Disable secure boot in the BIOS before proceeding and then re-enable it after enrolling the key. I have to enter a command in the host terminal? Oh, did I mess this up? You know what? I'm gonna try reinstalling it with secure boot enabled this time. And, oh, maybe, I don't wanna do that. That takes so long. Okay, well, let's try reinstalling Bazite from the beginning with secure boot on this time, and we'll see if something's different. All right, I've reinstalled it. Documentation says to reboot, enroll the keys. Yes, it's just universal blue. I think I enabled it. Hey, there you go. I feel like I just went in a circle, but we'll let it cook. Hey, we're in. Okay, it did detect all three. I kind of have a weird one that's off to the side here, so I can like monitor chat when I do other stuff. Oh, okay, not right now, Steam. That's kind of cool, got Steam pre-installed. That'll be nice. Maybe I'll get a game up and running like real quick.
Already there's some slightly icky things. I have Discord working, which is super cool. Really? All right, I'm ready to launch the game. What is this? What is this? The Linux curse might be coming for me. Wait, it magically healed itself. Magically healed itself. Well, this is messed up. I've got my Discord volume at 200%. I've got Luke's individual user volume at 170%. And I've got my system volume at 150%. And I can barely hear anybody. No, it's not you guys, it's me. I'm just experiencing Linux things. But hey, it could be worse. I could be that guy at a LAN who's not running his game in full screen. Sup, Rob? All right, just rebooted and no game volume whatsoever. What about like a YouTube video? Okay, that's loud. That's loud, that's a good sign. That is so bizarre. Okay, let's see if Discord is solved. If Discord's solved, we're good. And then Discord maybe just magically healed itself. What's up, gamers? Oh, we're good.
So did your audio just require a restart?
It's complicated. My system was set to like spit if out, so obviously that was why I was getting no audio in game, but that doesn't explain why I was getting extremely low audio in Discord.
Yeah, that's strange.
I had that issue in Discord as well. I don't even know what it was. I think it just restarted Pipewire.
Discord. Hey, there it is. Oh, Discord is high risk. This app uses legacy X11 windowing system, which allows...
Oh yeah, X11. Yeah, I'm using X11. Which allows to record all keys or capture screenshots. Yeah. I usually just use Discord in a web browser myself. Yeah, I'm weird like that.
Allows it to record all keystrokes, captures. It also has access to the internet, meaning it could send your data to outside parties. Ooh, this is very timely. Well, I need Discord, so I'm installing it. That warning, as scary as it probably seems to a lot of people, I think it is kind of a cool thing that they're letting you know that it might be risky. So if you're a
they should always be letting you know what is actually happening, like what the program is doing. That's something I recommend. That's something I'm for. I recommend.
Experienced user going to download something, it could give you a heads up like, whoa, just so you're aware. For Discord, we already know they're stealing all our data anyways. I don't know. Whoa, you can download Edge? Holy cow, you gotta be a psychopath. High risk. Let's go through audio while everything's installing really quick. It's showing up is huge. I hear the mic is going directly to the Rodecaster and the Rodecaster should just pass out. Hey, it's being detected. Should be very happy.
Just installed it, instantly installed OBS. I had to restart my Rodecaster, but then it worked immediately. We'll see if the audio is fine. Seems like the audio was fine.
Okay, no, this is not related to Linux, but what's happening over here? I think you should plug that back in if you aren't like actually working on it at the moment.
Off to bigger and better things. So I'm gonna get Teams installed here because I need to do a work call. Well, the Teams call went fine, sort of. The Teams is still a very annoying experience on Linux, regardless of what Linux flavor you go with. There's no official app. I was using the Teams for Linux open source community thing. It's like fine. There's some kludginess here and there. It seems like most of the community agrees that the best way to do it these days is to just run it through the browser entirely, which I really don't prefer. But I'm going to keep fighting with Teams for Linux and see if I can get it working in a state that I would like. I would say with the like install it real quick, sign in, and it works perfectly. No, not quite. But at least they're doing it. Not like Microsoft supporting it, so I appreciate the effort. Another thing that I would say is that gaming has been perfectly fine so far. Huzzah! Obviously the Spire is working is working no problem. Gaming so far going okay. No major hiccups with anything as of right now, but I'll let you know if things change.
Well, Control-Alt-Delete doesn't do anything. Alt-Tab allows me to switch to things, but my mouse is not there. Like I'm hearing like like in my ears. This is so awesome. I managed to play a game for 20 seconds. I must just be cursed. I have to be cursed at this.
Here's what you do there. You press Control Alt and either F1, F2, F3, F4, one of the F keys. Log in, and then you just kill the frozen program. In this case, L4D2.
This point. Okay, I managed to find this. I'm gonna try to end the process. Half-Life 2, I think.
Half-Life
Is this?
2.
Hello? Delete? Is that not gonna work? That's not gonna do anything? Yeah, I have 7 people waiting for me because I'm a special Linux snowflake right now. I don't understand why trying to do the most basicest of things, launch a Valve game on a fresh install, manages to be like this. I'm even on
because you're using Cosmic probably, or Wayland. X11 is more stable for gaming, as far as I know. You can probably append like -Vulkan use flag, or use like start in windowed mode. I know that's a common fix for some Valve games. I know that's what I used to do on TF2 to make it run, or like start, then you can switch to full screen afterwards, but not start it in full screen.
AMD guys, I'm on AMD. I'm going back to Windows for now because this is just, it's not acceptable. I have to be able to play the game right now.
Okay, the last thing now, I think I'm just gonna game. Ooh, it's got a borked rating. As of 2 weeks ago, someone said it's borked. So, yikes. I won't blame any Bazite or Linux for it not working. Judging by how long it's taking, that's not a good sign. A month without PUBG. Okay, well, let's launch Balatro. Hey, there we go.
All right, we finished the round. It's the next day, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out what the heck was going on there. Off to a great start.
Oh, that's Discord.
All right, I'm
That's
just playing single player now. Let's see how this goes. All right, this is how far I made it last time.
Now you are playing with power. I just gotta
Try running it in Vulkan. Unfortunately, there's no in-game setting for it, but apparently this will do the trick.
Like you gotta break through this wall.
And there it is, that was the fix. Not complicated, but definitely frustrating when you consider that this is a first-party Valve title and the bugginess is so immediately apparent when you try to play the game. And there's also apparently been an issue since at least July of last year. To be clear, none of this is meant.
That's it. I'd like to see where this will go. I would want to know what you guys thought of this video. If they're like, if you like, guys want me to like speak about something else, like video topics you want me to do, just send it to me in the comments, or like, yeah, the comments probably the best. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Thanks you so much for watching.